Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. So today we are discussing the impact of Jupiter over the human body and the significations of Jupiter and the body parts related with regard to medical astrology. So every planet is an important planet. Jupiter has a phlegmatic kind of a nature, that is pravrutti, and the body parts and organs which it controls are so and so. It controls our digestive system. The whole length of the digestive system is controlled by Jupiter, and particularly it controls the navel chakra, that is the stomach, and the intestines. So, disorders related to digestion or gluttony, eating too much, indigestion, or gastritis, obesity, all this is related to Jupiter, because Jupiter also is a karaka for expansion. So expansion of business, that's a great thing to happen. If you are going to get a lot of money through expansion of business, because Jupiter is the dhana karaka, that way it is fine. But if Jupiter is the one which is expanding your, it is accumulating fatty cells in your body cavity, and it is giving you a sthula sharira, that is a huge body, it becomes obese or you look big, so this functionality of Jupiter can be controlled by doing certain things. The first thing what has to be done is, Jupiter wants to sit in a place. So you sit in a place, Jupiter is happy because he gets the time to start accumulating fat in your body. So do not sit in one place for a long period of time. I am giving you the remedies scientifically, and please do not sit in a place for a long period of time, and keep walking. Keep walking does not mean that you cannot work at all and you need to keep walking. No. If you are working in a seated position for a long period of time, like let's say for 8 hours, it is very dangerous for your blood circulation. So for every 40 minutes or 50 minutes, get up and walk for 10 minutes. So that's how you can change your lifestyle. Like for example, if you are working for 8 to 10 hours in a company, so you should talk to the boss whether you can have a seated table and a standing table if you are in that level. So that means you can sit and work and also stand and work. So if you are sitting and working, you can also pull the chair back, stand and work there, if you can do it. If you are on a call, you can have a call standing. So standing and sitting intermittently, changing it can give you a little bit of relaxation. Your legs will get relaxed, because sitting down, your calf muscles will get pressed down by the chair. If your chair is not of such good, what they call ergonomically designed, you may get some circulation problem. So this is also directly related to inactivity, which will make Jupiter active. So overweight because of gluttony. So there are some problematic issues pertaining to Jupiter. When Jupiter becomes retro, and in certain places in the chart, a person cannot stop his craving, the sugar craving or craving of food, continuous craving. And this craving, if it doesn't stop, where will be the end? You keep eating food after having your breakfast, after having your meal, after having your dinner, you still keep eating something. And what will happen is that though that food, like chocolate bars, like sugar candies, like ice creams, all this fatty food will get accumulated, and that will become a source of obesity. So next most important thing that Jupiter controls is the liver and the pancreas. So now these are very important organs. The liver, which is actually our body clock. So if we are getting up in the morning, it's all because the liver will have produced the bile, it will have digested, Jupiter would have digested the food, and the liver would have, secreted the bile juice into our stomach, and we are ready to have our breakfast. So it will make us feel hungry, and there are other things which are happening which will actually put us into an awakening kind of a situation. That is, our sleeping pulse will come to, regular pulse, normal pulse. So we get up from our bed. So, if we do not sleep on time and give good rest to the body, our liver dysfunction will start. There are many, many people who are calling me with, they are teetotalers. They do not drink alcohol at all. They don't even touch it, but still they are having liver dysfunction, and it's only because they take too much of stress, and they don't sleep on time, and their sleep pattern is haphazard. They sleep at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They get up at around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. They have a rush. They have a lot of work to do. 5 hours of sleep is of not at all. It is inadequate. So please, sleep pattern has to be very clear. So please sleep well, so that your liver and the pancreas will be strong enough in your body. So, weak liver and weak pancreas can give diabetes and problems of digestion, and liver problems can give several different types of symptoms. Jupiter is for wisdom, and when it gets afflicted in a chart, the capacity to load information in the brain. Jupiter means a repository, a reservoir. So, brain is a reservoir of memory. Brain is a reservoir of knowledge. Brain is the reservoir of intellectual formulas. That if something happens in this situation, what should I do? How should I react? All that is called as wisdom. That will fail. So, a child who has a weak Jupiter or a badly placed Jupiter, the parent of that child, if you are able to see the chart, should be aware of that and see that the child sticks to a good routine, so that um, she or he will be able to catch up with the, society today. I get a lot of charts where parents are suffering from the fact that the child is either slow or the child is either very fast. And today we need, a streamlined education system. I don't know who has designed this, but this is the whole accepted thing, fact, that a streamlined education system has been placed, and they have made you go through each and every syllabus for the whole year. What if a child can finish the syllabus in 3 months? Very difficult to handle such a child, because if a child can finish the whole year syllabus in 3 months, that means it's getting bored in the school. It feels dejected. They'll do something else, and they get, a lot of scolding, or they get a lot of lessons like coaching, that you should not behave like this, you should not behave like that. So this happens because of the hyperactivity or hypoactivity of children with regard to grasping knowledge. Jupiter is one of the main planets, along with Mercury, which causes this problem. So, process of thinking ability, thought process, either up or down. That's what I told. Either hyper or hypo can be seen by Jupiter's placement. So, that is also one of the main significations of Jupiter. Ear and hearing capability. So, the organ ear and hearing capability is controlled by Jupiter, particularly here, a partial deafness, other ailments pertaining to the ear. Mars and Jupiter both are concerned, and particularly Jupiter is for understanding. You hear a sound and you listen a sentence. So when a sentence or something is spoken, you listen. Listening means you are trying to process it. So the Jupiter is the one which is actually the signification for processing something. So if you are not able to process it, something like that, you are sitting in the class, The class is over, everybody is fine, and you are blank. You want another class which can reinstate the same statement once again to you. So the class has to be retaken for you because you went blank. So this gap will happen if there is a difficulty in understanding. So there are two things. One is just hearing, that is the ear, the organ. The second part is listening. They get, distracted. The focus is not there. The sound is coming to them, that is the teacher is speaking, but doesn't get processed. There is some blank in between. So this is also a difficulty. Metabolism, the basal metabolic rate is also controlled by all the planets, but this is also one planet which can slow it down because it's a very slow moving planet. It's a heaviest planet, biggest planet in our solar system, except the sun, which is actually a star, but we take that also as a graha. Graha means that one which has the gravity. Sun has the highest gravity, so we take it as graha. So metabolism can go slow, weak, or it can be very good depending on where Jupiter is placed. So Jupiter represents the thighs of the person, that is the hip and the lower hip, the thighs till the knee, from the hip till the knee. So we all know that the varicose veins will start in that particular area. And if Jupiter is associated with Venus, Saturn, and there is some retrogression happening with Rahu's, you know, what we call as aspect or conjunction. So there is no aspect. I'll only take conjunction of Rahu. So there might be problems of the varicose veins, and the thigh muscles are very important for a person who has to work on field. So people in hospitals are always on their legs, always walking on their toes. So people who are in police, people who are in offices, people who are in transit, always moving from one place to another place on field job, these people need good legs. So if Jupiter is weak, you can see them emaciated with a high big body, upper body is strong but very weak legs. So Jupiter has to be strong enough because Jupiter is also the lord of Sagittarius, and if you see Sagittarius, it is a horse with a man's body. If you see Sagittarius, it's a horse with a man's body with a bow and arrow. So it's a kind of depiction as to what strength that particular Rashi has. So regeneration of cells or regeneration of the body after injury, that is, we call this as recovery, and that is also controlled by Jupiter. So body growth in general, that is the height, weight, and the stature is a different part of Jupiter, but height, weight, and the regular body growth is also Jupiter. So let us once again see. So water retention, this is very, very important. Pressure over the kidneys, I'll talk about this. Obesity, enlargement, prostate problems, and bloating. So let us come to three problems here. One is water retention. So this can happen for several reasons. Because of some dysfunction of the salts in the body, the sodium or salts in the body, water retention happens. It might also be because of the malfunctioning of the kidneys. So pressure over the kidneys happen when there is a Venus Jupiter Rahu combination in a tough placement in a chart, and it can become chronic if there is Saturn also involved. So prostate problems happen in men when there is a Jupiter which goes into the 8th house in a male chart, and that is afflicted. So these are the properties of Jupiter with regard to medical astrology. I have given you some parts of the subject where Jupiter can get involved in either promoting or demoting a particular person's health with regard to certain parts of the body. So thank you very much for today's class.